Hello, everyone.
Hi.
It is Bella and Laura, and today we are chatting all things walking.
Yes. And we are super, super excited. And this is also, just so you guys know, we have lots of fun videos upcoming with me and with Bella, but this will be the last chance that you'll have Bella actually live for a little while.
A few short months, I am going to have a baby, if you didn't know. So I'll be out. But yes, as Laura said, we pre-recorded a bunch of awesome videos for you guys based on questions that were coming in. And hopefully we've covered a lot of those and really dove into some good topics.
And she still has delicious recipes and more for everyone. So stay tuned. But yes, today.
And social media, we've got all the good recipes coming.
Exactly. And today we do get a lot of questions regularly about walking. In fact, I can think of one of the biggest questions I know I see, especially for metabolic renewal customers, but all of our customers is, wait, I have to walk?
I know. And I think it is quite shocking for people because I think people kind of think about walking as what's the point, or like, why would I walk? And some people, I think there's two types of people. Some people really want just hardcore workouts 24/7. And the other, people are like, view walking as even a struggle. And wherever you fall on that scale, it's absolutely fine. But what you do need to know is we include walking in our programs for a reason. It is so beneficial in so many ways, not just for, physical health, but also emotional health. Massive. And I know both Laura and we both have backgrounds actually in the fitness industry to some extent, yoga, bar, things like that. But walking for both of us is a daily favorite. Would you say, Laura?
Yes, it is. For me, I love walking. It is calming. It is stress relieving. It just feels good to move and not just be stuck. I mean, anyone think of like if you've gone on a long car trip, right? Or a long plane ride, what's the first thing you want to do besides like stand up? Is walk, because your body wants naturally to move.
Absolutely. And I think in today's society, with just the convenience aspect of everything, which is amazing in so many ways, it's great that we have access to everything here, but a lot of us, we sit all day long. We really do. Whereas, our ancestors and over the years, we've just been walking around. You walk to the store, you walk to see your friend, you don't just pick up a FaceTime or hop in the car or sit, so we are meant to walk. We are built to walk. And I think we're very, very sedentary now. And so walking naturally should feel great. And it doesn't have to be, a power walk. In fact, we don't recommend that, do we, Laura? We recommend relaxing walk at your own pace, preferably outside if you can get outside. And we can talk more about that because I know it's really hot.
Yeah. And I think one of the good things you've talked about too is just walking. So you don't want to be like out of breath, like you're running or power walking. It really is just like this slower, leisurely walk. I mean, not like snail, don't like snail pace it, like just like nice where you're present and you can actually, like for me, I think I know if I'm walking too fast or I'm not walking the right amount. It's like if I stop noticing what's around me, then you're probably walking too fast, right?
I agree. That's actually a really great telltale for me too. And on that note, I'm someone who does short walks throughout the day. That's just what I kind of like to do. But a huge priority for me is putting away my phone because, again, we're so hyper connected and it's very easy to be like, okay, walk. I'm just going to sit on my phone the whole time. But actually putting away the phone and really trying to be present can also help you check in with your body. Am I walking too quickly? Do I have any aches and pains? What's my emotional state like right now? Walking's a really great reflection time, and power walking through that or being connected to social media at the same time is distracting.
And it shouldn't hurt either. So like, if you're not used to walking, and like, also that's another thing, like I have, if you're walking with your phone like this and you're texting while you're walking, that's like, that hurts. So yeah, even if you are using your phone or you're talking with someone, can you hold it up? Like just be mindful in that way too, because you don't want that. You already have enough of this in your life. But, what else was I going to say? I just lost my train of thought. With walking too, like we have a lot of people who say you can't walk as many steps as we recommend in our program. And one of the big things that Jade talks about, and we believe here at Metabolic Living, is not going just overnight. Like it's actually not good for you to go from never walking to walking 10,000 steps. You're going to hurt that way. You could get hurt, but also you probably won't succeed. We just did a really cool expert interview with, if you're in Metabolic Mastery Club, with Dr. Johnny and Danny, the head of coaching. And one of the things in it that was discussed was Danny said he has to struggle with making time for writing, which is because he doesn't have, we all have our different things. And what Dr. John just said, we'll start with one sentence a day.
Yeah.
Just one sentence. And for you, that might be 1 5-minute walk, the same thing. It's the same principle, no matter what it is. And then grow it, because you'll end up going, instead of 5, you'll be like, oh, look I did 10. But you will start small and achieve that goal, and you'll feel good and be able to do the next.
So true. Absolutely love that. I think that's crucial. It goes back to the point that we say, I feel like nearly every week, and it's just, meet yourself where you're at. Don't try and compete with other people. It's about finding what works for you. And if that's, if you're someone who on your step counter, it's really like 500 to 1,000 steps a day, that's absolutely fine. I wouldn't shoot for 10,000 the next day. Set a goal of, okay, maybe I'll start off by trying to get 3,000, or maybe my big goal is 5,000, and slowly, I'm going to get there. Absolutely fine. Please don't, pressure yourself and push yourself, because that also leads to burnout. And I think personally, and I'm sure both Laura and I have dealt with burnout in our lives, especially regarding exercise. And I think walking is really one of the best things about it. Is if you do it right and you don't push yourself, it can be a wonderful way to move your body without that burnout. You do have to be mindful. I mean, going from 0 to 10,000 steps in a day is a lot. And
it's just find new ways. Like for me, even like we're doing this walking challenge at work right now. So I'm trying to find ways to add more steps. And like, I usually go this one way to, like, I cut across the grass to get to my mailbox or to go for my walk, which isn't probably the smartest, but like it's faster. And I'm like, no, I'm going to go the longer way, which isn't that much longer, but it adds up. So even just little incremental steps are getting up and, walking up and down the room a few times between meetings, and then sitting back down. If you have a small office, I used to like pace in my office. Or talking on the phone and walking around if you can, like that's great to do.
I love that. All these little tips, I think, don't underestimate, walking around in your house, as Laura said, doing the laundry, doing the vacuuming, cooking in the kitchen and running to and from the everything like that. Every step counts, going up and down the stairs. And then, when you're outside, things like parking a little bit further away from the store, things like that's really helpful. And if you're someone who thinks, gosh, I'm too busy to go on a walk, no worries, start implementing those steps, and then maybe just say, okay, can I schedule 3 10-minute walks throughout the day? Really, really just quick, easy. I'm sure everyone has 10 minutes to spare.
And then one thing you've talked about incremental weather, like hot weather or cold weather. And one thing that helps me, it involves a little planning, but I do check the weather the next day to see what the weather will be like before I go to sleep. Because like, if it's going to rain, I try to plan my walk when I know maybe you have to rearrange your schedule. This morning, it was rainy. I knew it was going to rain. So I got up a little earlier and went for my walk earlier than I normally would to make sure that I was moving. Yeah. And if you're living somewhere where you might have snow and you might get too hot, those, you don't want to be mindful of those things too. If you're walking outside, you want to talk how you've been handling walking in, because I know it's really hot for you.
Very hot and humid here where I live, especially obviously being pregnant. But just as Laura said, checking weather is key for me. Also, I know that in these summer months it is very warm for me, and I can't get out in the day. It just doesn't work for me. So what I do is I break up my walk, and I do one really, really early in the morning before it gets too hot, and one in the evening after dinner, after the sun goes down. And then throughout the day, I know I'm going to struggle outside. Honestly, even 5 minutes to me, being very pregnant, it's tough. So instead, I'm like, okay, during the day, I'm going to make, a point to walk up and down the stairs a few times, or walk around my house, or maybe do a meeting from my phone where I can listen and talk and walk at the same time. Whatever that is, it's okay. I know I'm going to be inside, but I can still get some steps in creative ways. So just as Laura said, I think planning is key, just like you plan your meal, or just like you plan your workout and try and schedule those things in. I think it's important to schedule in your walks as well, and being smart about it.
And then being flexible too, because life happens, and that's what we're all about here too. But then figuring out where you can, walk later. Just don't, if you ignore it and you don't do it one day and then you don't do it the next day, then your chances are you're going to start plummeting. So finding ways to make it work and meet you where you're at. And then also, like I used to work in an office job. I used to walk around the parking lot, and my coworkers would go, there's nowhere to walk. Laura, how are you going for a walk? I'm like, there is somewhere to walk. It's just really ugly. but like I'll walk around the parking lot a few times. You want to join me? They thought I was crazy, but
no, it's so true. It's just, making it work with whatever situation you're in. And maybe you have kids and your walk is running around after your kids or tidying up, whatever that looks like, just focus, I think, on moving your body is going to be key.
And the last thing I think I would say is a lot of you do mention like injuries or how it hurts the first time you started walking because you're not used to walking. So like, just like you get when I used to do a lot of marathons and stuff like that, you wanted to have your right running shoes, right? You'd go to the store, you get your running shoes fit for you. Start by making sure your shoes are the right kind of shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And because if you're getting blisters or if your gait is weird, you're not going to want to walk. So don't try taking your first walk if you can help it. And like, if you are walking at work, bring like they did in Working Girl. Wasn't that the name of the movie with like Melanie Griffith and like Working, wasn't it? I don't know. She said tennis shoes. I have to
see it now.
Oh, it was such a good movie. Sigourney Weaver, Harrison Ford, and Melanie Griffith, and she's in New York City and she was a secretary. And so she used to wear, it was in like the 80s. And so she'd walk to work, in her tennis shoes. And then she'd put on her heels when she got into the office. The same way, like I used to bring tennis shoes, bring something that you can walk in. Because if you have something comfortable, you're more likely to do it. Yeah. And if walking feels weird to you, you can go get your gait looked at or figure it out. So if you are having pain, make sure you're cleared by your physical therapist or your doctor. If you've had a recent injury or surgery or anything like that. So you're starting off, then you'll be more likely to succeed. But shoes are key. Like you wouldn't think about it, but
it's so true. It's so true. Good point, Laura. Love it.
Oh, I think I'm just trying to think of the questions we get on walking. I think that's really the biggest ones we see a lot.
I think that's it from the top of my head. I think we've covered everything, where there was a big one at the moment, and just, where to start. But I think, as you mentioned, really, it's just meeting yourself where you're at and remember that. But as always, if anyone has any other questions regarding walking, how to get started, anything like that, please message us. We would love, love, love to share our tips. We are both avid walkers. So
we love walking. We really, really love it. And if you don't love it, that's okay. But maybe you can learn to love it. Just start small, like we've talked about. And if you think we're nuts, we will try to inspire you to find walking as great and fun as we do, and you'll feel better too, hopefully. So
absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us. And we will see you the next time.
Yes.